You're late again. I know, Lena said, dropping her bag on the floor. I'm tired. Can we not do this tonight? Do what? I asked, trying to keep my voice even. Talk, she sighed. Talk, fight, pretend like this is still working. My heart stuttered. Still working? Lena, what are you saying? She didn't look at me, just walked into the kitchen and poured water like she hadn't just lit a fuse. You wanna sit down? She asked softly. No, just tell me what's going on. Her back was to me. I'm leaving. Leaving where? She turned around. Leaving us. I couldn't move. Couldn't even blink. Why? I can't do this anymore. What did I do? It's not about what you did. Then what the hell is it about? I was yelling now, but I didn't care. Lena, we've been through everything together. I worked 2 jobs so you could finish school. I gave you everything. I didn't ask you to. You said you needed me. I needed comfort, she said, her voice low. But now I want fire. I stepped back. What does that even mean? I've been seeing someone else. The room spun. Who? She looked down. Dylan. Silence. You're joking, I said. You're joking, right? I'm not. My best friend. Dylan? I didn't mean for it to happen. Don't. My throat burned. Don't lie to me. How long? She bit her lip. How long, Lena? 6 months. I grabbed the edge of the table to steady myself. 6 months? While you were still sleeping in my bed? Eating my food? Stop yelling. You stole 6 months of my life and you want me to be quiet? She crossed her arms. I didn't steal anything. You gave. I just stopped wanting it. My legs gave in and I dropped onto the chair. Why him? He challenges me, she whispered. He makes me feel alive. You're safe. I thought being safe was a good thing. It is. For someone else. Not for me. I stared at her. At the woman I thought I knew. So what? You just walk out? That's it. I'm not asking you to forgive me. Good. Because I can't. She walked into the bedroom and started packing. You don't even look sorry. I am sorry, she said. But I'm not going to stay just because you want me to. I don't want you to stay, I said quietly. I want you to regret leaving. She paused, her hands tightening around a sweater. That's not fair. Neither is stabbing someone who was already bleeding for you. She didn't respond. Just zipped up the suitcase and came back out. I watched her take the photo of us from the shelf. You're seriously taking that? She hesitated. It was a good memory. You don't deserve it. She looked at me, her eyes soft. You'll be okay. No, I won't. She stepped closer and kissed my forehead like I was some child who didn't understand loss. Goodbye. I didn't say anything. She closed the door behind her, and just like that, she was gone. I haven't eaten in 2 days, I mumbled to no one. The ceiling blinked back at me. Still, empty. Just like me, my phone buzzed again. I didn't look. Probably Aunt Mari. I pulled the blanket over my face. Go away, another buzz. Then silence. The knock knock. Not opening the door, I said aloud. The door creaked anyway. I had a key. Aunt Mari's voice came through gently. Remember, I didn't move. I didn't want her to see me like this. Brought you soup. Don't want it. She set the bag down anyway. The chair scraped the floor as she sat beside me. You're not going to say anything? I asked, still staring at the ceiling. Nope, not even. It's going to be okay. Nope, thanks. She stayed quiet, just breathing next to me. Familiar. Steady. I picked up my phone, opened the app. My fingers froze. There they were, Lena and Dylan, on a beach, laughing, her hand in his. She was wearing the necklace I gave her. I slammed the phone face down on the floor. Guess they're doing great, I said. Aunt Mari didn't react. Just handed me a spoon. I said I'm not hungry. I know. I took the spoon anyway. Dipped it into the soup. It's cold. You didn't answer the door for 20 minutes. I gave a dry laugh. Right. She leaned back. So, you're just going to rot in here? Thinking about it, she looked at me. Then what? Become a ghost haunting your own life? Maybe. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why? Her? I swallowed hard. Because she made me feel seen. She saw you. But did she ever look into you? I stayed silent. She took everything, I whispered. Even my name. And Mari reached for my hand. Warm. Real. Then take it back. How? She stood. Start by standing up. I didn't move. Not today, she said. But soon. She kissed my forehead, the same way Lena had, but this one didn't burn. After she left, I opened the closet, pulled out the box, the one I swore I wouldn't touch, photos, letters, gifts. I stared at them, my memories, my mistakes. I lit a candle. One by one, I dropped the photos in. The edges curled, blackened. I held the necklace she left behind, dropped it in two. The last thing left was the letter. First anniversary, faded pink paper, to the boy who gives me peace. I couldn't throw it away. Maybe I needed to remember what lies looked like. I folded it and slid it into the drawer. Not forgiveness, not healing, just not forgetting. Hey, a voice called. Is that you? I turned and blinked. Mr. Harlan? He gave me a half smile. Didn't expect to see you around here. You look different. Yeah, I muttered. Life happens. He studied me. You, free for a drink? I don't really, my treat. I don't. It's not about the drink, he said. It's about the company. I hesitated, then followed. We ended up at a quiet bar. Dusty booths, dim lights. He slid me a glass. You look like you've been hit by a truck. Feels more like I was the truck, I said. And someone else drove me off a cliff. He gave a dry chuckle. Lena, I nodded. And your brother? Harlan swirled his drink. Yeah, I figured you knew. I know Dylan. Always wanted what he didn't have. I frowned. What does that mean? You man. Me. He envied you, Harlan said, tilting his glass toward me. The job, the stability, Lena, especially Lena. Lena chose him. After years of mocking you behind your back. Yeah, that tracks. I sat back. He mocked me? Oh, constantly. Called you the doormat boyfriend. Said you were Lena's emotional pet. My stomach turned. He said that? More than once. I shook my head. I thought he was my best friend. He thought you were a joke. Said Lena only stayed because you were safe. Boring but safe. I clenched my jaw. So he took her just to prove he could. Probably. Dylan doesn't love people. He collects them. I stared at my drink. Why are you telling me this? Because you deserve to know the kind of snake you were feeding. I didn't answer. You were the good guy, he said, quietly. And good guys always lose when the game's rigged. That line stuck in my head all night. Rigged. This wasn't heartbreak. This was betrayal layered in strategy. I wasn't just dumped. I was used. I was the practice run before the fireworks. I walked home in silence, but something inside me shifted, not sadness, not even pain, coldness, the kind that made my hands steady and my heart slow. I stood in front of the mirror. I didn't recognize the man staring back. He looked empty, but also awake. I whispered to the reflection, "You were the stepping stone," and the reflection whispered back, "But not for long." "You're really leaving?" "Yeah," I said, folding the last box shut. "This place smells like her perfume." My landlord scratched his head. "You sure about the bookstore gig?" "It's quiet. That's all I need." He nodded and left without another word. I stood in the empty room, took one last look, and walked out without locking the door. "Are you the new guy?" I looked up from the register. She had a clipboard in one hand and a pen between her fingers. "I guess I am." "Camila," she said. "Inventory, Tuesdays and Thursdays." I gave a nod. "I'm me." She didn't laugh, just tilted her head slightly. "You read, or are you one of those who fake it to sell it?" "I read," I said. "Mostly, late at night, when I can't sleep." Her eyes flicked across my face. "Thought so. Why, you've got that too much in your head stare. The kind bookworms wear. Is that a compliment?" "Not sure yet." We worked in silence. For a while, just the sound of pages turning and the low hum of the AC. "You ever listen to music while shelving?" she asked. "Sometimes." "What kind?" "Old stuff. 90 seconds grunge. A little piano, grief music." "Is that what they call it?" "That's what it sounds like." I didn't answer. She didn't push. Weeks passed. She came in every Tuesday. Always the same. Clipboard, headphones, black Converse. We talked more. About novels. Rain. Her love of black coffee. My inability to drink it without sugar. She never asked about Lena. I never brought her up. One day, while we were closing, Camila said, "You're carrying a ghost." I froze. "What, in your shoulders?" she said, not looking up. "The way you flinch when the door chimes, or how your eyes track couples without realizing." I looked away. "You're observant, I'm nosy, but only when it's quiet," I laughed. "Guess I'm the loudest silence in here." "Yeah," she said, "but you're getting quieter." That night, I opened an old notebook, the one with torn corners and coffee stains. I started writing again. Not about her, not about Dylan, about myself. "You seem different," Camila said a week later. I stopped checking her page. "Her, Lena," she gave a slow nod. "That must have been hard, like cutting off my own hand. But you're still standing, barely, still counts." I started saving every paycheck. Cut out late night deliveries. Brewed my own coffee, even if it tasted like regret. I stopped texting people who didn't check in on me. My circle got smaller, but cleaner. I looked in the mirror and saw a man who didn't need to chase ghosts anymore. I was building something now, something no one believed I could, not even her. "You hear about Dylan?" Camila asked, shelving a stack of hardcovers. "What about him?" "Got booted off some client list. Apparently blew a contract." I shrugged. "Didn't know he still had clients." She raised an eyebrow. "You really don't care?" "I don't know what I feel, but it's not anger, not even a little satisfaction." "There's something," I admitted, "but it's quiet, like background music." Camila smiled. "Progress, today's." Later, the door chime rang. I looked up from the register and froze. Lena, hair messy, eyes swollen, shoulders curled and like she was shrinking. She stepped closer. "Hi, hey," I said. "Careful." She looked around. "This place is nice. It's quiet. I remember you always liked quiet." I didn't answer. I mean, things haven't been easy." Still, I stayed silent. "I quit my job," she said. "Couldn't focus." "Dylan's been distant. You didn't come here to talk about him." She nodded slowly. "You're right." A long pause. "I miss you," she whispered. I stared at her. "Why now?" "Because I was stupid," she said. "I thought fire meant love. Turns out, fire just burns." "Did you think I'd wait?" "No, I hoped." I looked down at her hand. It was on mine. "You were the only person who ever made me feel real." I pulled my hand back, gently, deliberately. "I'm not yours to miss anymore." She blinked. "Once, twice. I deserve that." "No," I said. "You deserve honesty, and I'm giving it to you." Her voice cracked. "Is there someone else?" "There's someone," I said. "Me." She nodded, eyes glassy. "I'm sorry." I nodded back. "I know." She turned, walked out without looking back. The chime echoed behind her. Camila stepped out from the aisle. "That her?" I nodded. She looked wrecked. She was. "You okay?" I paused, thought about it. "I don't feel broken," I said. "Just empty." "Good empty?" "Clean empty." She smirked. "Healing kind?" I smiled. "Yeah, that kind." "What are you hiding?" Camila was on the floor behind the register, flipping through a notebook I'd stupidly left open. "Hey, don't read that." She didn't look up. I already did. "Seriously?" She closed it and handed it back. "Relax. I only read one page." I grabbed it. "Still not cool. You called Lena a storm with no warning." That line stuck. I looked away. "It was a rough day." "You don't write with ink," she said. "You write with wounds." I frowned. "What does that even mean?" She leaned against the shelf. "You're still bleeding on paper. At some point, you gotta switch to ink." I blinked. "That was poetic," she smirked. "You inspire deep thoughts." And just like that, I laughed. A real laugh. Loud. Surprising. Her eyes widened. "Was that?" "Yeah," I said, wiping my eye. "First one in months." Later that week, I showed up at Aunt Mari's. She opened the door, arms crossed. Took you long enough. I brought coffee. She took it and stepped aside. Sit. Talk. I sat on her sagging couch. I've been doing better. I can see that. Your eyes are back. I wanted to say thank you. She waved me off. You don't owe me thanks. You owe yourself peace. I didn't realize how long I was gone. You were still breathing, she said, but I wasn't living. I nodded slowly. I'm trying now. Good. Just don't chase ghosts. Let 'em float. That evening, I took the long way home, past the old building. It stood there, like a frozen memory, same peeling paint, same cracked windows, but I didn't flinch. No ache, no sting, just distance. I whispered to it, I'm not him anymore. Then I walked on. It home. I found the letter, her handwriting, curved pretty lies. I held it over the sink, lit a match, the flames curled the edges fast. Fire gives me passion, she once said. All it gave me now was release. The ashes lifted, weightless. I watched them vanish, one by one. Goodbye, I whispered. But it wasn't to her. It was to who I used to be. The bar smelled like sweat and regret. I wasn't drinking, just needed noise louder than my thoughts. That's when I saw him, slumped over the counter, hair longer, beard unshaved. Dylan, his voice cut through the crowd. You bumped me, jackass. The guy next to him stood up. You wanna start something? I'll end it. Glasses crashed, chairs scraped. Security rushed in. They tossed Dylan out the front like old trash. I followed, something in me needing to see. He staggered, wiped his mouth, and locked eyes with me. Oh, look who it is, he slurred. The hero. I didn't say anything. You think you won, huh? He spat. You think you're better than me? No, I said, calm. I just stopped playing. His shoulders dropped like the fight left with the bottle. You don't even hate me? I did, I admitted. But now, you're just tired. He laughed, but it broke in the middle. She cries, you know, not my problem. She still says your name. I shook my head. It's not mine anymore. A week later, my phone buzzed. Lena, I'm sorry. Can we talk? Just once. I stared at the screen, then deleted the message without replying. The park was quiet that afternoon. Wind moving slow. A perfect, still kind of peace. I sat on a bench near the swings, letting the quiet settle in. A little girl, maybe 6, sat on the ground with sidewalk chalk, drawing crooked flowers and suns. She glanced up. What's your name? I hesitated, then smiled. I don't know yet, she giggled. How do you forget your name? I didn't forget, I said. I just outgrew it. She went back to drawing. You gonna pick a new one? Yeah, I said softly. I think I will, and for the first time, I meant it. I stared at the mirror, same eyes, same scar above my brow. But something was different. You've changed, I said out loud. My reflection didn't answer, but I didn't need it to. Camila knocked on the bathroom door. You good in there? You've been staring at yourself for like 5 minutes. I'm good, you sure? Existential crisis or haircut regret? I stepped out. Neither. Just meeting someone new. She squinted. You talking about? You? Yeah, she grinned. Well, tell him I said hi. I will. He's still adjusting. Later, over coffee, I said. Do you remember what you said about ink? Camila nodded. Write in ink, not wounds? Yeah, I've been thinking. I might start writing again. You should. Not about her. Not about him. Just me. That's the best story, she said. The one where you come back. I didn't come back, I said quietly. I became. I visited Aunt Mari that evening. She opened the door and raised an eyebrow. You look taller. I'm not. Well, something's different. Did you finally burn that damn letter? Last week, she smiled. How did it feel? Like letting go of a rope I didn't know I was clinging to. Good, she said. That rope was fraying anyway. I think I'm done chasing ghosts. She handed me tea. Took you long enough. I took it all back piece by piece. She looked over her glasses. For revenge? I shook my head. For me, as I left, I passed a couple arguing on the sidewalk. Loud voices, Blame. Familiar pain. I didn't stop, didn't flinch, just walked back home. I stood at the window, city lights blinking like little reminders that time moves, no matter who breaks. My phone buzzed, unknown number, I let it ring, then silenced it. No more ghosts, no more echoes, just me. One last time, I faced the mirror. I didn't recognize the man staring back, and for once, that felt right. She took everything, I whispered, then smiled, but I took it back.